AKA Padders. Welcome to episode 489 of AKA Pad's Audio Audacity podcast. We are racing, marching, running to episode 500 where we're going to do a huge branding change and then we're going to jump right into the 31 Days of Dread. That's the annual podcast event where me, your boy here, Peter A. DeLuca, does one horror movie a day for the entire month of October. It is a grind, but I love it. Peter A. DeLuca here, a.k.a. the Pop Culture Pope. Thank you for joining me. We're doing football. Last episode, 488, is what I consider the greatest football movie of all time, Any Given Sunday. Also, because you're the greatest football movie of all time, you're also one of the greatest sports movies of all time. The class that Any Given Sunday is in, and the moment of time that's crystallized within that movie and the Oliver Stone's career, the crystallization. Did I say that right? Crystallization of that time. It is historic because you can only get that movie made in the 90s. And let's transfer that. Let's just leapfrog a little bit into what we're talking about today, American Underdog. As Any Given Sunday is grit, dirt, 90s. American Underdog, the story of Kurt Warner. It's heartfelt, truthful, honest, real, and Christian. It's godly. You only tell this story when your core believes what this movie preaches. Now, if you're a film reviewer, if you're a film goer, if you're a film critic, and this turns you off, label yourself a bad audience member and leave the room and skip to the next episode where we're going to be counting down to episode 500. This movie is a movie about personal belief. It's a movie about what can you do when you stick to something. Even when you mess up, even when you skid, and you don't take it seriously, even though in your heart of hearts, you take it seriously. And many of you out there, you do a lot of what I do. And this is why movies like this resonate. Because you're also out there, you're drawing, you're writing, you're trying to create something on social media, you're doing your own podcast. You yourself is an American Underdog. The story of Kurt Warner is secondary to it being about football. But because it's about football, it adds a gravity to what we're doing. And what exactly are we doing? We're telling a story of the impossible. When you watch this movie, if you don't believe God is at play in this movie, the life of Kurt Warner and those around him, I don't know. I mean, people say modern miracles do not happen. American Underdog tells the story of one of those miracles. It is beyond every single doubt, any odd, anything you can cast against this movie. The story of this movie. It makes your head spin. And then what do we have along the way? We have Zachary Levi. Great performance, as good as he was in Shazam. That's the last time we saw Zachary Levi. We have here we go. This is awesome. We have the Cap Rooney playing Dick Vermeil. Now Dick Vermeil also is portrayed by is in the movie Invincible, portrayed by what is Greg Kinnear. So now we got two film portrayals of Dick Vermeil. The overlap is fantastic because you watch those two movies. You watch Invincible, then you watch American Underdog, and you even see the career arc of Dick Vermeil. So these movies are important because they explain the lore of the sport, but we're not shining a turd, pissing on your leg, telling you it's raining. These are things that actually happen, and this is how and why they're infinitely fascinating. But the story of Kurt Warner, he's just known as a guy who played for, and I'm talking to you out there who you may not be 100% into like football and stuff, but he played for a shit team. Uh, and these guys transformed this team into a Super Bowl champion within 1 year. I mean, one of the biggest turnarounds ever. The portrayal of football in this movie and the way how they shot, it does look green screen, but they're moving the camera. They're showing off the plays, they're showing off how guys get open. The camera is on the field because green screen, the crowd, the audience looks convincing. Usually these are sticking points in any sports arena movie, but it works here. We understand the stakes and what's happening at the end of the game. But the movie does it right, where we're with Kurt for a long time as he's through the Arena Football League, as he gets rejected by the Packers because he doesn't step on field. They tell him to go step on field. He says no, and they drop him. And he waits years to get back into it. But his wife, the pursuit for his wife, the way how his wife rejects him along the way, it's so freaking awesome, so freaking cute. During the time, I mean, and this is teary-eyed stuff, but it's real. The wife has a blind child, and Kurt basically just takes on that kid because he was so in love with this woman. There's points in this movie that do their work, that do what they need to do. I got emotional, teary-eyed at the end of this movie because it's like they didn't exaggerate much. And seeing it there, seeing it play out. Anna Paquin, amazing as Kurt Warner's wife. And we get a little bit of this resistance along the way because football is very, it's insular. Can I talk today? It's a very tight-knit group. And to penetrate that group and to be trusted with an offense and be trusted to win games. Again, men's lives, their livelihoods, we're all playing off of one another. Huge trust factors within football because of the brutality of the sport. It's there. Like the idea that they really didn't want him. They didn't want him there. But they kind of saw something. They saw hints of greatness. I don't know, and to me too, it's amazing. Dennis Quaid from Any Given Sunday into this movie. I believe he plays Dick Vermeil a little bit too old. Maybe that's my only nitpick. But people, it's a great movie. It's a great Christian movie. It's a great story. It's got bushels of takeaways, of things that we can do in our regular life. And in a way, this podcast itself is an American Underdog, and I just relate to it. I really do. The next football movie we're going to do is what I consider one of the greatest directed movies that I've ever seen, Invincible, the Vince Papale story, starring Mark Wahlberg. With Greg Kinnear, as I referenced earlier. We're going to talk about that, but we're in a little bit. Oh, geez. I mean, I'm in such a sprint with the 9 to 5. I'm in a sprint here. I'm in a sprint with some of the comic book work, and I'm behind on mailing things out. I'm just in a sprint zone right now. I want to do more football with you. I want to count down to episode 500. I want to drop episode 500, rebrand everything. And I got to do all this within 9 days because October's marching around. And we got to start the 31 Days of Dread. And I would love to be a little bit ahead of that. So people, rock and roll. I love you so much. Enjoy some football. It is the true American sport right now. The true American pastime. Check out Super Bowl, I believe 34 on YouTube. NFL has a full broadcast. Check out that game where Kurt Warner wins, because that's what I did as soon as I was done with this movie. I just put that Super Bowl on. It's amazing. Anyway, I'm just gushing. I'm just so impressed by this movie. It's great. And and don't ignore any online rating. You have to do it. Just trust me. Rock and roll, people. I love you.